At the end of the day, we're putting liquor in a glass and serving our guests, and we just want to make our guests happy. This is the way that we just have chosen to do it.
Virginia is for grubbers. We have a very, very, very special episode for you today. I have a very special guest by the name of
John Schott. Pleasure to meet you all. Pleasure to see you.
John runs a place in Alexandria, Virginia called King's Ransom.
Yes, sir.
He's been a mixologist for the last 17 years in the DMV area.
Yep, correct.
Specializes in very particular high-end craft cocktails.
That's very flattering, thank you, yeah.
All of the cocktails that are on the menu were crafted by you?
Yeah, all 25 of the cocktails right now are my own recipes, riffs on classics, old fashions built around the base spirit.
One of the things that caught my eye that John let me know about, he doesn't only have one particular kind of old fashioned, not two, not five.
No, but keep it going.
But 10. Wow. 10 different kinds of old fashioned on his menu. You're wondering, well, what's the difference between the old fashions? How many can you make? I'll tell you the difference. They have a bourbon old fashioned, they have a rye old fashioned, a Scotch old fashioned, rum old fashioned, they have an American whiskey old fashioned, an Irish whiskey old fashioned, vodka old fashioned, gin old fashioned, and 2 different kinds of tequila old fashions.
If you are drinking something in here, it was made by hand. Whether it's the bitters, whether it's the vermouth blends, everything is specific to that drink, crafted for that drink, detail-oriented.
And in-house made.
Yeah, everything's made
in-house. All of those ingredients.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And again, if you want to visit King's Ransom, it's right here in Alexandria, Virginia. Highly recommend it. I'm going to dive into some of these and give you my thoughts in like a minute. And before we jump into this review, if you could go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you like the video so far, smash that thumbs up button for us. We are a brand new channel, brand new platform that started right in the middle of COVID. So any support is greatly appreciated. Let's jump right into it. I'm just going to do a quick taste test. I can't drink all 10. Obviously, I'll be stumbling out of here. You know what I mean? First, we got the classic bourbon old fashioned. I already drank most of this and did an old fashioned Friday on it. Not gonna reveal too much info on that. That will be out in the later weeks. But this is your classic old fashioned with Woodford Reserve. Would expect nothing less. This tastes like your awesome, great classic old fashioned. Next, we'll jump into the rye old fashioned. So it's Woodford straight rye, IPA reduction, and some house-made bitters. Wow. Clear difference between the two, even though the one's a rye, one's a bourbon, so you might be like, I don't know if that's gonna be too much different. The classic one's gonna be a little bit sweeter. This one is a little bit more tardy. I like this one though. And again, I'm not a huge fan of the twists. The next one we're jumping into is the American whiskey. It's Jack Daniel's. Also got a glass of water so I can cleanse my palate. Next one, you're gonna have your American whiskey. It's Jack Daniel's single barrel. Super curious about this because I've never drank an old fashioned with Jack Daniel's in my life, so. Okay. Tastes a little bit of smokiness in that. And again, you would think all of these are gonna taste fairly similar. Complete opposite. They use a chocolate bitters in this one. You can definitely taste that. Cola reduction, what is that, John?
Cooking down a cola to about 50% and fortifying it a little bit with some brown sugar so it stabilizes.
Okay.
And just use the spice from the cola when it's cooked down. Kind of like your grown-up Jack and Coke now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's cooking down cola to use as like the sweetener of it,
Yep.
correct?
Yeah, as the sweetener, exactly.
Where do they do that at? King's Ransom, that's where. This is super, super unique. I think I would actually order this if I came here just because I don't think I've ever tasted an old fashioned like this. So big fan of the Jack Daniel's one. And like John was saying, it's kind of a spin-off of like a Jack and Coke. It doesn't taste like a Jack and Coke. It tastes a lot cleaner, a lot smoother, a lot better than a Jack and Coke, but you taste the cola sweetness and you taste the chocolate bitters in there as well. Next up, we have the Irish Old Fashioned with peach, green tea, and orange bitters. So I would imagine this might be a little bit sweeter than the regular Old Fashioned. We'll give it a whirl. Wow. So before I even tasted it, you could smell the peach. Before you even tasted it, you obviously can taste the peach as well. This almost tastes like a peach Ciroc almost. Like if you drink peach Ciroc kind of straight, it has the peach flavor is pretty heavy in this one. With the Irish whiskey, the orange bitters complements the peach as well. Definitely on the sweeter side. I'm not a giant fan of like the sweetest ones, but if you're getting into old fashions and you don't want to just jump right into the heavy, the hardcore ones, definitely recommend this. I think my girlfriend V would love this because it's on the sweeter side and a lot friendlier on the taste buds because of that. I wouldn't order this wouldn't be my first option, but I know that for someone like V that doesn't drink old fashions regularly, that is a good option. Next up is the Scotch Old Fashioned. This one's gonna be, all right, between me and you, I don't drink Scotch, okay? I haven't developed the man taste buds to be able to drink Scotch, but we'll see how it goes. That's good. Okay, I'm drinking Scotch on the rocks, I'm drinking Scotch neat. Again, I'm not a giant fan of it. Some of my friends are, that's all they drink. If you're trying to get into Scotch, this might be a good introduction to get into Scotch and get you into drinking just Scotch. I do like that. I probably would order this one too. This is definitely a little bit on the heavier side. It's gonna be a little bit more powerful and stronger of a taste than the other options that we've had so far. I'm curious to see how if I'm still standing by the 10th one. I'm only doing like 1 or 2 sips of each one. Next up, we have the Vodka Old Fashioned. I am a fan of vodka. If I go out, I typically drink Old Fashions or I drink vodka soda. So I'm a big fan of vodka. They're using a Virginia-based vodka, which is a huge plus, which is out of Richmond. It's called Cirrus Vodka, a cranberry orange cordial, and spiced citrus bitters. You can see it here. Obviously, vodka is going to be clear in appearance. And you got the clear ice. Nice little lime as a garnish. You can smell the citrus and a little bit of the cranberry. That is dangerously good. A little bit more on the sweeter side, like the Irish one that had the peach flavors to it. This has some cranberry and orange hints to it. And goes down smooth. I've had 6 of these so far. Not one of them did I feel like an afterburn or, you know what I mean? Sometimes you drink a drink and you're like, ugh, when it goes down. None of these so far. All super clean, which means, all the ingredients are very well balanced. I'm a big fan of this. So far, I think obviously my favorite is the classic. I think my next favorite is either gonna be the Jack Daniel's one, that kind of tastes like a Jack and Coke, or the vodka-based one so far. All right, next up is the Gin Old Fashioned. Now, before I even taste this, I think I should let it be known that gin is my least favorite liquor out of everything. Like anything you can drink, I dislike gin the most. I see it's mixed with Saint Germain. Not a fan of that either. Orange bitters. I like orange bitters. So if I like this in any way, shape, or form, that's a huge plus.
The gin's Monkey 47. It's infused with Earl Grey.
Okay, so the gin is infused with Earl Grey. I'm a fan of Earl Grey, but again, I don't like gin. I only know like 2 people that do like gin. So here we go. Okay. The fact that it's infused with Earl Grey is winning me over because you can taste Earl Grey right away. However, you still taste gin. And again, I don't like gin. If you like gin and you like Earl Grey, bomb. I don't like gin. So this is definitely, I would say out of the 10, my least favorite so far. But again, it's only because I don't drink gin. All right, next up we have the Rum Old Fashioned. I think I'm gonna like this. I like rum drinks. I don't order them regularly. When I go on vacation, especially if it's like a hot place, tropical, whatever, rum drinks, they're super safe. Very rarely do you get a hangover. So this is, Cruisin' Single Barrel, supposed to have some pineapple. Cruisin' Barrel. That's what happens when you drink 8 fucking old fashions. Cruisin' single barrel rum. A little bit of pineapple flavor. We'll see how it goes down. You can smell the pineapple. I like that. Oh, wow. Yeah. So, again, I drink like fruity rum drinks when I go on vacation. We go to an island or something like that. Big fan. This tastes like that, but obviously it's not like some frozen, like super heavy calorie drink. So like 100 times cleaner than that. But you taste the pineapple. This is gonna be in my top 3 actually. I think this is my top 3. So I have the classic, the Jack Daniels, and the rum and vodka are in like a tie for 3rd place so far. Highly, highly dangerous because I feel like you could drink like 3 or 4 of those and think you're completely fine. By probably the 3rd or 4th one, you're just sailing. Next up, we have the last 2 are tequila based. So I have a huge dislike for gin. I have a love-hate relationship with tequila. So there's nights where I'm like, yes, this is it, tequila's the way to go. And then there's nights where I'm like, this is a terrible idea. I feel like that's everybody that drinks tequila like regularly. So this is the mezcal. Little bit of mint. What's the pink coloring in here, John?
That is the bitters that we're using for that. So like a Creole style spice bitters mixed with a tiny little bit of absinthe as well. And they're probably not detectable, but enough to bring out the other flavors.
I feel like this is definitely dangerous when you combine tequila and absinthe. Yeah, looks super friendly, right? Like this is the one you got to look out for at the bar right here. Okay. So the bitters itself, you taste a little bit of smokiness, no, John? Yeah, with the Creole bitters, a little bit of smokiness. I don't necessarily taste the absinthe, but it's obviously in there. Taste the mint. I like this. This feels incredibly strong. But again, this is my 9th one, so maybe it's, you know, whatever.
We recommend not doing all 10 in the first visit.
Yeah. I like this one. And again, I have a love-hate relationship with tequila, so I didn't think I would be a massive fan. So I think this might be like my 5th favorite one so far. Last, but certainly not least, is another tequila-based old-fashioned mixed with cinnamon brown sugar and spiced cherry bitters. That just sounds good. Like, just sounds like it's gonna be good. You can smell the brown sugar in there. You can smell some spices. I feel like this would be a great cocktail around Christmas time. It feels like a kind of like a Christmassy drink almost. Oh yeah. That's bomb. It literally feels like Christmassy almost. With the spices and the cinnamon. And you don't taste like the burn of the tequila. I'm just gonna do my top 5, my favorite top 5 out of the 10 that I've had. Obviously, the first one's gonna be your classic old fashioned. I'm a big fan of the classic. Clear ice cube in all of these, stamp on all of them. It tasted super clean. All of these tasted super clean because of that. So that's definitely gonna be my first option. These are in no particular order, by the way. Next up, I'm gonna pick the rum old fashioned, which has some pineapple flavors to it. I feel like you could drink 2 or 3 of those any time of the year and it's gonna be great. The next one I'm gonna pick is the vodka-based old fashioned. Again, something you could drink year round. It's gonna be super smooth. It's not gonna be too heavy and you're gonna enjoy that. Next one I'm gonna pick is the tequila-based one that tastes like Christmas, which is right here. With the spice flavors and the brown sugar. And again, I'm like a fan of tequila, but also not a fan. So this one was one of my favorites. And last but not least, the one that surprised me more than anything else was the Jack Daniels one. So Jack Daniels single barrel with a cola reduction, unlike anything I've ever tasted before. So a super unique twist on the old fashioned. And those are my top 5. Here we are, guys. King's Ransom. 10 different kinds of old fashions, all single clear ice cubes, stamped in all of them, different garnish in all of them, all different unique flavors. Don't recommend drinking 10 of them. I have to probably eat like 4 bowls of sushi in order to get home tonight. But anyways, I want to thank King's Ransom. I want to thank John for having us out here. If you guys like this video, you want to see more videos about new upcoming restaurants, unique twists on old fashions, or great food, please like and follow Virginia's Rubbers on Instagram and Facebook. And that's it. Cheers, guys.